Welcome to Game 5 in this best of 7 in the show match between WhiteRa, our red Protoss, and coLcatz, our yellow Zerg. WhiteRa kind of dominating it. He's currently up 3-1. We'll see if Cats can come with a epic comeback here. He did 7 pool last match. It didn't really go too well for him as WhiteRa just kind of built his units in his base, and right there canceling, changing up his plans, whatever they were, is deciding that he looks like he's got a queued all the way to his natural. What is he thinking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 7. He is going to be 7 pooling again, trying to catch WhiteRa off guard. We'll see if this ends up paying off for him. It didn't pay off last time. As I said, WhiteRa just built his gateways in his enemy's natural since he was kind of contained in his main and had a cannon in his mineral line to stop him. We'll see if that's what happens again. It does look like WhiteRa's going to be sticking with very atypical opening of Fast Forge Expand. Oh, we'll see if this is going to be so dangerous. I'm very curious if this is going to pay off for him or not. I hope it does. Cats needs to come back. I'd like to see more games. Hopefully this is going to pay off. We'll see what happens, guys. Again, follow me on Twitter, by the way, Matt the StarCraft, or Facebook. Find me as Matt the StarCraft on Facebook. That'd be awesome, guys. Awesome, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, 7 pooling again. He's gonna see it, knows it's coming, and he just decides to grab some minerals very calmly and heads on out. So we'll see. He's gonna do some drone harassment. Any free drone kills are good. He's gonna double extraction trick there to get that extra Zergling out, and he is gonna have to get his probe out of there before he loses it. He's gonna go right for the forge again. Knows what to expect, and we'll see if this ends up paying off. 2 7 pools in a row now. Come on, Cats, you're better than that. But this may end up doing a lot more damage than WhiteRa wants him to do. So we'll see what happens. He's got his overlords kind of slowly scouting over here. There's the cannon, which if it is finished before the Zerglings show up, then those Zerglings are going to be a lot less effective, and this Scantipede here is going to just watch in horror as these Zerglings do run by, and there is the wall off. Awesome move by WhiteRa. That 7 pool completely rendered useless. Gonna try and pick it off. Is he gonna be able to pick it off? It looks like he is. I'm not sure if he got the cancel or not. It was so close. I don't think he did get that cancel. And then the wall completed by those probes. Awesome micro, amazing micro by WhiteRa. In fact, the cannon is up. That 7 pool doing no damage at all, and WhiteRa able to continue just doing regular play. His gateway was a little delayed, but not really. Compared to what Cats was trying to do, he is looking good, and now he is actually, in my opinion, ahead of Cats. He is ahead in the work account. Cats needs to try and transfer over to some sort of normal play, maybe into a gas and then into an expand. These guys are going to try to make sure he doesn't expand with the Zerglings. This probe is going to scoot on out here, and he's going to be dropping another cannon here just to kind of scare him off. He is delaying the expansion, but as you can see, if you take a look at the minerals tab, Duckload Ra here, WhiteRa is actually spending his money just fine on probes. Is looking quite good, dropping an extra cannon. This cannon is going to scare the rest of the Zerglings on out of here as soon as it finishes, and this probe just going to be chilling and waiting very, very patiently. It looks like he will have just enough minerals. WhiteRa is such a good player. He is able to just time things perfectly, knows when things should be dropped, and dropping that at a perfect time. That cannon is going to be just fine. The Zella just going to poke on back. Almost, it looks like Cats was attempting maybe a little surround there. I thought maybe angrily was going to take out that Scantipede, but no, just going to poke up. Is going to see that that is going down. Try to do some damage to the back, but won't get past those shields probably. And now another pylon is going to be dropping here. And he's going to be losing all those Zerglings if he's not careful. Oh, Cat's losing all but one Zergling. I can just imagine the frustration on his face right now. That 7 pool didn't even do any damage at all. Was completely rendered useless. So poor guy. And I'm looking at this flag over here. I can't tell what the flag is of, but oh well. Now we'll see what WhiteRa decides to transfer into. He looks like he's going to continue playing his very typical game. And we take a look back here. He's just going to stick on one gateway, grabbing that cyber core. I like that because of the wall in. He's doing a very good job making sure he's well defended and expecting any extra aggression. But it does look like Cats himself is going to go into a very typical play style of expanding and trying to play catch up at this point, as he is basically going to be behind. And he's still behind workers right now, and that's not where you want to be. He's going to catch up right here where all of his drones hatch. He's going to catch up and get a little bit ahead, but still at this point he wanted to be a lot further ahead. And my mouse is spazzing out. I need a new mouse. I think I'm going to get a Razer mouse. I think, and maybe even a Philco keyboard. Ooh yeah, can't wait for my Philco. So coLcatz is going to be just constantly feeling one step behind at this point. He is going to try and transfer over to a quick layer. He's going to be dropping spine crawlers for defense, so we'll see what he decides to follow us up with. It's going to basically allow WhiteRa to sit back and do what he wants. Building placement is impeccable for WhiteRa, and even dropping another gateway over here to complete this little wall. So really, really just playing extraordinarily defensively, trying to attempt to go into a macro game, it looks like. And WhiteRa has been a fan of going into a very heavy stalker army with warp prisms to allow for mobile warp-ins and or transportation, using it for drops, which not enough Protoss do in my opinion. Warp prism are completely underutilized, but maybe with new patch 1.4 where the warp prism shields are going to go up by 50, we'll see a lot more warp prism play, as they are pretty damn fragile. It looks like he's going to be pushing with these zealots. Going to be attempting to pick off the spine crawler, and then the queen. Is he going to get it? Yes, I think he is going to finish off that spine crawler, losing one zealot in the process, and now will be cleaned up by these zerglings, and more zerglings will be switching on out. These workers not really going to be bothered too much. These one zealot may escape, and it looks like it is going to sit on the edge of the creep just for now. And just kind of sit there. These zerglings are just going to do their job and just diligently defend the rest of the workers. And if we take a look at WhiteRa's base, he is going to be transitioning over into a gateway, extra additional gateways, extra gas, and that's about it. So really just very, very standard play. As you can see, pro level players, cheese just does not work as well as in the lower leagues. They can easily defend themselves and just kind of work out, you know, and just play a normal game. It's the micro that was needed, the cancellation, the rebuilding of the gateway, getting those probes there to block that wall in time, all impeccable play by WhiteRa, but to be expected from a player of that caliber. So not all surprised. And now it looks like coLcatz is going to push out with his zerglings while grabbing his third. I like that. Grabbing his third a little earlier than normal, but a little later than he should have. If he didn't 7-pool, he'd have this much earlier. But still, being able to grab it, and his Spire is going to be finished, so we'll probably see some more Mutalisks. He has been a fan of the Mutalist play. Both players kind of, when they're forced into the mid-game, kind of sticking to their guns, both playing very same E, sticking with the Mutalisk harass on coLcatz's end, and it looks like he's going to be sticking with the Stalker play on his end with, you know, going to have the Warp Prism popping out there. And here are a bunch more Zealots for defense, and if we look in the back, a Robo Base. So getting ready for some Colossus mixed into that army. If he is not prepared, though, he does have some Stalkers over here, but no cannons. The Mutalisks could do a lot of damage, but if he's metagaming at all, he should know that those Mutalisks will be popping out, or at least expect them, since it's pretty much what he's doing. coLcatz with his Overlord creep spread instead of the creep tumors. And I'm running dry on my mouth. I am getting very thirsty. And the Warp Prism is going to have a Zealot in there, dropping off a Zealot in random spots just to keep map control, seeing what's going on. These Zerglings are going to catch this Zealot and end up killing it, I do believe. Do these Zerglings have Zergling speed? Yes, they do. They have the little bug wings. Yes, they do. They do have Zergling speed. I was going to say, coLcatz doesn't have Zergling speed at this point. I'm very disappointed. And that Zealot did survive, and now the Mutalisks are on the field, so they are going to be doing some sort of Muta harass here. We'll see how much he gets done and effectively. WhiteRa should have expected it at this point, but no. He is just going to pull his probes on back and actually send them back to mine. Not really worried about it, as he is warping in some Stalkers to try and do some damage, and every time these Mutalisks harass, I get so tired. I don't know why, but they are going to be forced back as those Stalkers did show up, but they weren't really, oh no, there's a good chunk of Stalkers. They're not going to get any damage on the Mutalisks. Completely pulled back, and Colossus now mixed into the army. He is looking damn good, dropping more gateways, two-basing it, and doing so good. Duckload Ra is just, I keep calling, I don't know what to call him, Duckload or WhiteRa. I think he's WhiteRa again. I think this might be an older best of SHOWMATCH, but he is WhiteRa in this, but he is Duckload in this, and I keep seeing Duckload. I want to see and say Duckload. He is picking off whatever probes he can. Almost tried to get that one right there. That is down to 2 health, but forced to pull back with his mutas, and this observers are going to be attempting to just keep an eye on them, or at least staying over the forest just to keep eye and make sure they don't swing around without him being prepared. And coLcatz, again, grabbing a macro hatch at this point, needs to make sure he can spend his money. Doesn't feel completely safe at taking an expansion. Is going to start knocking down this gold, though. and swinging these Mutalisks around to keep map control. Again, don't expect to see any more Mutalisks join this army. He's going to be switching over to Infestors. At this point, Mutalisks are purely for map control and picking off any straggling Zealots that may be standing between a Vespene Geyser and a Mineral Patch for no good reason, other than spotting, but other than that, no good reason. And now he's going to be swinging back into the natural to try and do some more harassment. His army's going to be completely out of place, and he looks like he's able to do some good damage here. Going to go for the Stalker, and then probably that cannon. Going to be pulling on back and picking off whatever he can. And it actually looks like WhiteRa is actually going for that gold, and now he's going to be forced to pull his back, and he's going to be catching them out of position here. Is he going to pick up any of them off? They do not have Blink. Blink is almost done, but not done in time, and they are going to get away, and they're going to be holding up their fist and saying curses as those Mutalisks scamper away to safety, but they will get revenge. In another day, they will avenge those probe brothers that they lost. 2 Colossus mixed in with all these Stalkers and a few Zealots, so this army looking quite good right now. These Zerglings have finished off killing off these rocks, so hopefully he'll be able to maybe get that gold expansion up and running, but it does look like he's going to be attacking, and these Mutalisks are going to be forced to pull back after he regroups, and he's going to be catching these Mutalisks completely out of guard, and he's going to be blinking right under them, picking off a good chunk of them, 2 of them so far, and the others are hurt, and now he is going to be pushing in to do some damage, waiting for the rest of his Stalkers and Zealots, though, dropping a pylon to do some damage, and now he's going to be pushing in, and Katz is not going to be looking too good here. He only has a few Infestors up. Roach speed isn't even finished, and really he's just got an Infestor Zergling army, and his drones might have to jump in on this fight, as he does pretty much do a good amount of damage. I don't see Katz doing much damage here. Fungal Growths actually did a good chunk of damage, but they are still alive, and now the Corruptors are swinging, and there go a lot of Stalkers. So he may be able to win this up, but this choke that he actually created with this macro hatchery is not good for his Roaches at all, as this Colossus can just do a lot of damage. Colossus finally going down to those Corruptors, but more Stalkers are popping in, and these Corruptors are useless against Stalkers. I highly doubt we'll see any more Colossus joining this army with that many Stalkers on the field, or at least not many at all. No, I don't see any more Colossus on the way. Roaches are popping out, but they're not attacking. They are just on regular move, and they are just slim, easy pickings for all these Stalkers, and now he's just basically going to play cleanup. They are 1-1 Stalkers, so I believe they do have the upgrade advantage, as one attack isn't even done. They do have 1 armor, though, the Roaches and the Zergling units. This is just not looking good for Katz. But still, great games. I don't see any base in your base tactics happening this time, blinking away from those Broodlings. And now he's going to come in here, and now he does have Roaches, and these Corruptors are pretty much there just to distract, but that's a lot of Stalkers to deal with. Picking off the Queen, and just going to go straight for those Workers at this point, and now those Workers are even going to come off the line to try and do some damage. We'll see what happens. No Infestors to do any fungal at all. Blinking back, good blink micro by WhiteRa, and now he's just going to be able to pick off pretty much the rest of the Katz's economy. Even if he's able to fight all of this back, his economy is shot. So I don't see him being able to do much else outside of this, and now all those Roaches are just finished up. Stalkers finishing. Katz is going to have the Spine Crawler, but I don't know how much more they're going to do. Blinking in, and there is the big sad face from Katz. GG, well played, sir, and the heart. WhiteRa giving a sad face, but still a great game, guys. Best of 7 is going to go to WhiteRa quite handily. In fact, he did win this quite one-sided. Katz only winning with that kind of cutesy base in your base play before he was, privy to it at all. So, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Once we hit the 200 subscriber mark, I'll be looking forward to giving some stuff away. I'll be seeing you guys next cast, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'm glad to have power back, and I'm super excited to be doing this again. So I will see you guys next cast, and this is Matt StarCraft. Peace and on out.